Hey there, cosmic kittens and planetary puppies of those who identify with the divine masculine vibe. I'm back with your forecast for the week ahead. Though this is timeless, when you find this, it's the right time for you. Remember, take what resonates, pitch out the rest. If you have cards, pull along with me. That way you can see how these energies are going to be influencing areas in your life too, okay? Okay, so I got to back up a little bit. One of the main things in play is fate. But what we didn't see is that that whole thing between Friday and Saturday with, there's so many cosmic, I made a comment in my last video about Pluto being one of the major cooks in the cosmic kitchen up there, okay? And there were so many things that happened in this one energetic moment that suddenly turned things inside out. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean like, like a photo and then you get the negatives. That negative part is now out. All of us. It's like a reversal. So if you think about this, your sun sign, right? Then your moon sign. The moon sign is how we really feel and, how we are for real. No holds barred inside. Right? Our drunk us, okay? Because when we have few in us, like, fuck it, I'm going to say I don't care because we don't care. Well, now that's out in the front. And the sun is back here. So the heavy influence is coming from that moon energy. Okay? It's a wrap up. Okay? So everybody had to go through some very cringing moments of realization that, oh crap, I did it again. It's okay. Because if you're going through that right now and you're feeling that means Spirit had stepped in at the right moment so you could see it. Like it blows wide open. This is what, no. In a way where you even went, fuck. So, but that's okay. Because as we also saw last week, we had the hand of fate in our stuff. This had to happen because maybe we were looking for love in a particular area or environment. Because you can't see how it's going to happen anywhere else. That's what Spirit's trying to get us. A lot of times when we're looking for something, we look so hard for it in one area when it's right there on our face, like glasses. Or on our heads. It's right there. When we stop looking for it, we freaking find it. But the thing is that a lot of what Spirit was channeling through in meditation is people are hyper-focusing in a certain particular environment or group, or social aspect. And that's not where it is. That's not it. If it's career or love, we're still focusing on these two tough areas. Okay? Because that's to do with the heart. Big time. Okay? But you love. Being loved. Loving someone. Loving what you're doing. Living your dream. Doing what you just, I can get this out there. This is great. Hand of Fate is what started all this. Because we had to see all this. Because, this is from me on speaking to others over this past week. One of the things that was fearful was, I don't want to do it again. What if it comes up during the real person? And this and that. And I think that Spirit was trying to show us where these things are. So we can, we have to experience it. But we're experiencing it now. Not as our past selves. So if you've been really hard at work doing the work, observing the behaviors, your, say trauma, I call it the trauma response behaviors, and you're starting to see that. Now it's residual. We have to teach ourselves. So that's where compassion for ourselves comes in, guys. Don't be beating yourself up. Everybody is worthy of love. Everybody's worthy to be happy. And whoever told you or banged it in your head that it was different, they're the ones that were fucked up, not you. Okay, and that's what we're all seeing now. We're understanding that a lot more clearly. Okay, so when I was touching upon how there's a reversal, it's like our moon selves are now in the front. All those dark feelings, the things we keep to ourselves that only maybe one person, one really close friend seen. Now it's out. Okay, it needs to come out. Okay, so it's got to get out of the way. We have projection. The scrying mirror, we're using the divination of the ancients to narrow down the main influential energies. It was screaming. It's like, me. So projection. So why am I attracting this? You're going to find out. Not so much in a negative way, though. Now, this isn't all just negative. Now, if you already had your cringing moment and experience over the weekend of a repetitive behavior and you're like, somebody just hit you hard and went, I did it again. Don't worry. See it for what it is as a good listener. Okay, I understand what I did there. Because once we get it to our conscious minds, they go, okay, I admit I did this. You know, that's nobody's fault. I am driving this vehicle. I'm the one that says yes, no. Nobody tells me, you know, which direction. I'm the one who takes the steps. I choose. It's also bringing up good things, looking at our good aspects. We've been so hyper-focused on shadow work. What about the good parts? It's like the good parts kind of you need to go back there because I got to deal with this bitch right here in front of me. You know what I mean? So with each of these revelations, okay, there's a huge shift that happens too for you, okay, for all of us. Some of you will be experiencing this. So you take this weekend to rest and get with yourself. Give yourself some compassion and grace. This is new. This is new, okay? We are seeing the repetitive behaviors and we're starting to, you know, understand them better so we can clear them out. So we can go forward on steady footing, slow and steady, okay? The Wheel of Fortune Fate jumped out along with Fortune Cookie Fortuitous. Fate, they've got some shit in store for us, for all of us who went through this, okay? If you already had your cringeworthy aha moment, that stomach punch, sphincter clenching, you know, moment, don't worry. Spirit's about to bring in something that's going to shock you in a good way, like jaw-dropping. I keep hearing jaw-dropping shock, but it's like, don't look for it. It's coming, okay? It's going to come when you don't expect it. Kind of like with glasses. Looking all over. I know I was in this room. I know I was in this room, tearing it all apart. And then you just finally, I give up. I have no idea. And then you go sit down and you go to reach for something and there they are. Sometimes when we hyper-focus, thinking in our heads, driving ourselves crazy, going, I know it's in this area. I've got to steer and I'm looking and I'm doing everything possible to find that, what you're looking for, either in career or love, only to find out it was somewhere else all along, right there the whole time. That is basically what you're going to be shown. Maybe you only have one social environment that you figured that's the only place I'm ever going to meet anyone. Spirit says that's what we got to stop. That has got to stop. It's never going to be where you think it is, or where your mind lets you believe it. It's just going to be there, but not in a way you expect, but it's going to be good. So for all the kind of work that we're doing right now, we need to also focus on our positive aspects, and that's where the Hand of Fate is really going to show up big time. Okay, your positive aspects. That look back. What are the things you like about yourself? Do you make people laugh? Smile? Are you a hard worker? Are you appreciated there? Yeah. Are you peaceful? Are you reliable? Are you generous? You don't even do a second thought. If someone needs help, you're right there. Those are amazing aspects. Are you creative? What did you really like to do you don't do anymore? And you're like, maybe you could start that and then expand outward. We do have a lot of wonderful, amazing aspects to ourselves that we've been kind of, weighing down because we've been so focused on shadow stuff and fear stuff that's coming up. And we've done the work. We've done enough digging. But trust me, shit's up there. There's some stuff that's been dodgy, but trust me, Spirit's bringing it so we see it. So we deal with it, handle it, move on. For some of us, a big thing this week too is dreams, incubation. Okay. What Spirit was saying with that, with projection and dreams, especially with fate, some of you might be having and not even realizing it, prophetic dreams. It's heavy in the symbolism for some of you. Everybody's intuitive languages are different, and how your guides will talk to you or show you things is different than everybody else. Spirit says you need to trust your intuition at this time For those of you who have already started this dream, increase in dreams, remembering things, going, that was weird, and writing them down. Or just wake up and voice memo. As soon as you wake up, just grab your phone. There's voice, we can do voice messages to ourselves, memos, and just go, okay, I dreamt this, blah, 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 blah. Talk it out before you forget it. And then, you can write it down and look at it later when you're awake. It's very important. There's a lot of intuitive information that's also flowing to us while we're sleeping. This isn't just light codes or downloads, guys. This is straight up like, okay, look, blah, blah, blah. I know, because I had a dream like that last night. I'm like, I was literally like, I felt like I was a teenager in high school. My hands were on the table like this. I was waiting to get smacked, and I didn't even know why my hair, what's going on. And there was all this stuff on the blackboard, but it was very clear as day, Anyway, it's going to be different for everybody. We do have communication, okay? One of the things Spirit says that's key for all of us this week, Divine Masculine, okay? Remember, these are energies, never gender, is speaking our truth. Knowing that an emotion is emotions, we all have them, okay? There is no weakness in that. And like how I mentioned earlier, how we've been focusing so hard on shadow work and our whatever trauma behaviors, we've been focused so hard that we're skipping the, we're not actually channeling our good aspects in as much. We kind of have the shadows because we're watching that shit because it's, hey, I want to move forward from that. And the good aspects are, but they're kind of pushed back. Spirit's saying it's within communication. When you're excited about things, don't hold back. Don't stand there quietly if somebody's talking about a subject you absolutely adore and know a lot about. Just jump in. Feeling safe in talking to others. Baby steps, of course, but make an effort. Spirit says it's gonna open so much stuff. For some of you, holding back what you really want to say is part of the blockage. I don't know who that's for. But once you start, just take a baby step. You'd be surprised how Spirit's going to meet and go, yes! And they're going to open some stuff up for you in an amazing and very unexpected way. All right, let's go, Spirit, for Divine Masculines watching this. And at the end of this forecast, we're going to do a pick of cards. Okay, messages from Spirit to you. We got the Stranger Things Tarot on board. All right, Spirit. Divine Masculine this week. These guys don't like to be shuffled like that. Okay, I can't make this up. Remember what I said, unexpected shock. Coming out of nowhere, you're not going to see it coming in. It's not a bad thing, boom, the Tower. All right, so you got to keep your focus on the here and now, what you're doing right now. Don't try not to let wander over there looking and see what they're doing, for instance. Focusing like, no, they're blah, 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 blah. You're going to miss what's right here. Okay, or Spirit's going to get your attention in a not so positive way to get you to look over there, okay? You need to keep the focus. Watch your own ass. No matter what you're doing, okay? Work, not working. Pay attention to you, okay? Give yourself what you need. Focus on you. It's not selfish. Don't worry about everybody else. That's one of the big things that Spirit's talking about. Eight of Pentacles in reverse to the moon. Scoops his pentacles in this deck. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, the reason why there's a blockage for some of you in career or possibly health. Remember, I ain't a doctor or anything. If you really have medical issues, please go see a professional. Okay. But the Eight of Pentacles in reverse is like there's been a hold there. But also, I read these energetically, never traditionally, or a little bit of both. It depends on what Spirit channels through. using your intuition to tap into an aspect, creatively aspect, a good aspect. It's like some of you watching this may have had like a feeling or intuitive, like, or maybe you're thinking about something you used to do that was creative. And you're like, yeah, but so much time has passed and things have changed. Fine, pull it out, try it that way. Okay, this needs to work. And start, Spirit's just saying very strong. It's like your intuition is trying to push you into that area for a reason, or to go back to that project or hobby or passion that you loved. It will work. It's not going to work the way it used to. But they're saying that once you start bringing that back, like say you like to paint and you stopped a few years back, and you think about it, but you're like, I don't know if I have that anymore. Every time I try, blah, blah. Sort of saying, bring it back. Start off with a blank canvas and just paint whatever's feeling. Maybe you write music. Maybe you play the piano. Maybe you sing and you've stopped. All these things. Yes, time has changed. Maybe the reasons why you were flowing then are different. For some people, it may have been ego, getting attention on themselves. This is why I did this, because it felt good, because people were, paying attention. And to me, I get attention and blah, blah, blah. And then once they start doing the shadow work stuff, maybe they just, all the disappointment and stuff, they just go, why bother? I don't even have the energy to do that, even though I know I'm good at it, but still. It's almost like that. Sorry, guys, if it comes out a little wonky, that's Spirit. The energies are still, they're jumpy today. So, getting back to a creative project. Spirit saying, quit pouring your energy into something that is not giving back at all now. It's time. Your intuitive Spirit has been sending you signs in the physical plane, maybe even opportunities to get you to go in a different direction, but maybe because of money or the risk, you said no, and you just kind of battened down in your bunker there. I'm safer here. But that's what's going to come in, that tower there. The 9 of Swords. Okay, so whatever anxiety you've been feeling about, especially around career right now and taking a risk, it's almost like I feel like there's just squeezing, like this vice, like you have to make a decision. That's because something's moving in, and it's got to, because the time is right. Fate, destiny, karma, whatever. It's good. It's good for you. This is it's gonna be so good. I can feel it here. I don't know who that resonates with, but Spirit's asking you, especially if you have not been sleeping lately and the shit's just going through your head. Spirit says start looking at the good aspects of that, or just straight up, wherever your passion really lies, go. This is one of those things where Spirit's like, you need to go back to that, because you really loved it for you. Yeah, it was great to have all the extra attention, or maybe, people, I don't know, maybe it had to do with outside influences, other people. And maybe they're gone now. Maybe you had something traumatic happen to you, and it's associated with that passion. Spirit says it's time to dust that off and break it out again. It's time. Don't let someone else's negative aspects keep you from something that you were passionate about. That was for you. That had nothing to do with them. Even if they get tied into that energetically. Does that make sense? That's something you love. That's something you are good at. It has nothing to do with anybody else. Baby steps. Pull it, bring it out. Do it. Do it, Spirit says. And then we have balance with Temperance. Okay. This is all geared towards getting us balanced again, but in a way better way. It's about moving past the traumas in a very gentle and compassionate way with ourselves, and allowing us to experience happiness, because we are worthy. We should be doing things we love and get us. We should not do things because it's tied to, a traumatic experience, especially if it brought us joy before they came in. Okay? This could have to do with love. Could have to do with career. If you loved it before all that happened, Spirit's saying bring it out again. Because you're going to love it in a whole different way and see it in a whole new light. Love, Spirit. The Hierophant and the Magician. This is interesting. There are two messages here. For some of you, the tower has to fall because maybe you have been targeting a specific environment or person. Okay? You're locked in, rigid. Okay? Trying so hard to manifest this with that person or within an environment. Okay? Maybe it's love, Spirit says. Now, here's the thing, though. There is a tower about to fall, if it hasn't fell yet, in that area. Just gonna cut that off. Because what you're looking for, or trying to manifest, you're focusing it in the wrong person, at the wrong person, and the wrong place. Okay? What's interesting is there's a conflicting energy here. Okay? Because the person that's coming in for you, whoever this resonates with, has been very committed to working through their stuff. Very committed to being open. They want to manifest being open and letting go to allow you in. Even if they don't know who, they have no clue. They're just like, it's like the Fool, but then it's just having faith and letting go. This person's very committed. Knowing they have the skills. They have everything, you know. They know the right person's going to love them, see them in a much better light than they do themselves. You know, we've all been there. We're like, yeah, but when people are like, I think you're beautiful. I think you're beautiful. And you're like, nah, yeah, okay, you're bullshitting me. Anyway. It's a very beautiful transformation taking place here for those of you that resonates with and love, okay? Quit hyper focusing, expecting it. Okay, here's the thing. Wherever you've been expecting love and you've been experiencing nothing but like crickets and disappointment, that is not the area you should be looking at. But think about this, Spirit says. Did you ever think that maybe you're staying in that area because you know you'll be safe? The real thing, the real pure love, unconditional, is something that it's new for all of us here. To really experience it for ourselves with another person, partner. But the more that we are loving ourselves, the more we break down that fear barrier too. Sorry, I'm just channeling, guys. All right, one more, Spirit says. Okay. Pay attention to your intuition, okay? There's some things that we're not going to be able to see clearly, okay? And maybe some things aren't going to make any sense either. But Spirit's saying, oh, wow, the Hierophant, your commitment to manifesting what you really want. This is just it, guys. Manifesting what you in your heart makes you happy. That's your key. What lifts you, what doesn't drain you. It's not that person makes you happy. Maybe the conversation, you know, you guys can kick back and whatever, and it just makes you happy because they drive with your vibe. But they're not the source of that. That's you. Okay? Keep doing it. Okay? And you're not going to see it coming. Okay? But trust your intuition. We do have our inner GPS. Okay? It's not like we're without any guidance or, well, what do I do? Where do I go? You need to be listening. Maybe you're not supposed to do anything right now. Maybe you're supposed to stay with yourself right now to heal. Or focus on you here. Taking care of yourself. Treat yourself. You know? Give yourself something nice. Attention from you. In a good way. Even if you're alone on this beautiful Sunday, just, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Really? I want to go get me a shaved ice. I want to get a mango icy with extra sour. And yes, I did. So I'm treating myself today. That made me happy. It's the little things, because I was like, okay, what do you want to do? Because I'm always on doing something. So I was like, how about today we just do what you want to do? What do you want to do? I know that sounds a little silly. But I'll tell you this much. I feel like it did something right because I've been feeling good all day. You know? And so will you. Good changes coming in. All right, guys. Your own messages from Spirit. 1, 2, or 3. All right. And thank you guys so much. If I jive with your vibe, please like, share, and subscribe. I do appreciate that so much from you guys. Okay. All right. For those who pick number 1, the mermaid and the turtle, an elder will teach you. For those of you who picked 1, there is someone out there who has experience, be it a mentor, an elder, whether or not you work with them or don't work with them. But there is someone out there that has been there, done that, who has like these beautiful, valuable tools for you. So I feel like for some of you, somebody may come up and maybe make a suggestion. Maybe in conversation, maybe you're talking about your work stuff. Maybe you're like, I'm just, listen. That's them. That's Spirit. We're sending people to you to help you get out of your creative block or your career block. Listen. Just listen. They're going to be sparking light bulbs. It's bing, 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 bing. And that could be what causes this beautiful sudden tower. Oh my God. I get it. Boom. Out the door you go. There are people coming in, for those who picked 1, that are of knowledge and of good heart, that are going to be coming forth and basically handing out some jewels to help you. Spirit's working through the most amazing and unexpected people. They could come out of left field. Spirit'd like you to be open for that. And some of you, Spirit says, it's also tied into dreams. So if you had maybe a dream, or you're going to have a dream where it's a particular person that's still here, like shows up in your dream out of nowhere, that's your sign. That's going to be who it is. It's going to show up in the physical plane. And in a very small percentage of you, number 1, you might be reaching out. You go, I know who she's talking about. I'm going to go talk to them right now. Maybe it's someone who touched base with you before and you just kind of went, yeah, and just ignored their stuff. But now you're like, yeah. Send them a message. Give them a call. All right, number 2. Kitsune, I will show you who to trust. So those who picked number 2. One of the hardest things to swallow is the fact that maybe we look the other way, or we turn a blind eye, or we make excuses when there's people that we are emotionally attached to and they're not treating us right and they're being shady. Some of you may have experienced an extremely painful, I don't even want to say awakening, but maybe heart-shattering moment in that area, whatever that is for you. Spirit says there are people like you out there. There are people that care and that are honest and faithful and loyal. But one of the things Spirit had wanted to show you over this week was what we deeply project out, so within, so without, which caused maybe a conundrum, mindfuckery. And you're like, every time I try to trust. But Spirit says now that you've seen what you needed to see. The thing is, you can't unsee that. And Spirit says, not only that, they are going to bring people, and you're going to get key words. You're going to know that that's Spirit. Okay, you're going to know. You'll be able to trust it now. You're going to have a key word, something that's, they said, only you would get as kind of an alert. This is them. You can't go backwards. You're not going to accept, you're going to be able to read people like a book. And maybe that was part of it for a small percentage of you. Maybe it just seems like they just keep like getting cloned. That's all I get. And I feel that tower moment is going to be a very important tool for you, whoever that resonates with. That maybe it's the area that you're focusing on, or Spirit saying in a certain area, maybe environmental aspect or area of your life, is where you put the most, or you're more open emotionally. Maybe they don't always get all that, the other people, but they're just saying where you're most open and vulnerable is in one particular area. So after all this time and all the disappointment, now you can shut that door there. You know how you need to be there. Fuck them. You need to get your shit done, do what you got to do. You don't have to emotionally invest in people who aren't giving you crap back. Okay, or they just take and they're out. And they hurt you. There are people in other areas, though, that are worth your time, your energy, and your beautiful personality. That's what Spirit said. Spirit's going to guide you with that tower, I'm telling you. Number 3, childhood treasures resurface. Your imaginary friend. Check that out. This is focusing on people, the creative aspect. They're saying it's okay to go back to the things that make you happy. Even going back and opening up, maybe you have stuff from childhood in a box somewhere. Go digging through it. Maybe you used to draw comics and forgot about it. Maybe you want to be a comic book creator and you forgot about it. You start looking through, those feelings start coming up. Oh my God, I was so excited. I blah, blah, blah. How I was so into this. Spirit says, there are good aspects of you that enthusiasm, like, there's nothing I can't do. Because back then, we didn't have limits like we do now. We're adults, right? So, you know what I mean? That's what blocks creativity, is giving it limits. Creativity is abundant, and the possibilities are limitless. With or without technology. I mean, we didn't have it back then, but boy, we creative bitches, right? Look at all the stuff that was created from back then. We didn't have everything we have now at our fingertips. Doing it for us. For some of you, Spirit says, it's time to step back from technology and get back to the tactile. Like you used to. Sometimes you do need to step back and get a break so we can get a different perspective on what we're doing now and what we could do going forward. Going on your own steam. Spirit said someone's going to find a toy they thought was thrown out. A toy? Some toy that was important to you. You're going to be surprised when it pops up out of nowhere. And there's a significance with the connection to that toy. and your creativity. The Tower. Doesn't have to be a bad thing. In fact, it is a good thing. So no matter what, all of a sudden, a twist, everybody's going to have one of those. Everybody down here. And it's going to be good. So keep going forward there, Divine Masculine. Keep doing that work. But now you got to switch it up a little bit. Okay? Let's start focusing on the good aspects of yourself. Maybe the aspects of yourself you haven't been in touch with or shut down that you had when you were a little younger. Because they're rip-roaring and ready to help you out now. All right, guys, on that note, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all so much. Take care.